Good evening. Welcome.
Good evening.
To My Life in Gaming.
Yeah,
directed by Dario Argento.
This is live streaming with the devil right now. I just watched that Late Night with the Devil movie.
I watched that a few weeks ago too. I
thought it was pretty good.
I thought it was too overproduced. Like, it didn't feel like an archived recording. And like the behind the scenes footage, they claimed it was supposed to be like, oh, this is, footage that was shot, while the show wasn't live. And it was okay, but I liked the idea of it.
Yeah.
But it felt overproduced. It didn't have, like, it could have capitalized on the same sort of appeal of a found footage movie where it feels more real, but it felt very movie like to me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just like they had the money, I guess. So they're like shooting on film behind the scenes.
Yeah, man. You know what you should watch? Well, first of all, did you ever watch that One Cut of the Dead?
Oh, no, not yet.
You really should watch. Everyone, don't look up anything about it. Look up nothing about it. There is a Japanese movie that came out like 7 or 8 years ago called One Cut of the Dead. And it's a, I don't want to say hardly anything about it. It is a comedy of a horror comedy of sorts, but just go into it completely blind, keep watching no matter what you think from the start. It's like, it's one of the best foreign films I've ever seen. And certainly probably the funniest foreign film I've ever seen. Absolutely incredible. But what I was going to say, something else Drum and I watched a few weeks ago was I think it was 2019. It was either like 2019 or 2020. The Invisible Man. Like Universal, like after they dropped the whole Dark Pictures thing, they just kind of made like, I think a few like standalone horror movies.
Right.
It was super scary. Like, I'd never seen any version of like.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
It
has the one lady from Mad Men is in it.
Oh, I didn't recognize any of the actors, but it's directed by like the same guy that.
I know what you're talking about.
That does like, he's like, have you ever seen the Insidious movies? He's like, he plays the guy with the glasses in those movies, and he's started directing that series at a point, I think, or maybe he started directing. I can't remember. He directs stuff. He also did something called, I think it was called Upgrade. It was like sort of a sci-fi.
I watched Upgrade fairly recently.
Oh yeah, I think yeah. But the Invisible Man 2019 was incredible. Like I'd never seen like Hollow Man or the original Invisible Man, but I'd like never like questioned before, like what is the Invisible Man about? Like does the Invisible Man have ill intent? Like
right.
Like I just like my image, of like that black and white era. I'm just thinking like there's a bunch of scientists going, oh my goodness, he's turned invisible. That's just wild and wacky and crazy and maybe a little scary. Woo,
Yeah.
And like when you see this, like the idea, like they play into like the psychological horror aspect of it very, very
just
well.
That he could be like anywhere,
huh?
Like that he could be anywhere.
Well,
really?
or is he there at all? Right? Like, you don't know.
Like maybe you're just imagining him.
Right. And they play into that like incredibly well. Highly recommended.
Like, it would drive you crazy that, like, anytime you think you're alone, you don't think you're alone.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And
It was
ultimately,
it was extremely well done. Did not. I mean, I didn't even know there was a recent Invisible Man.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I've never seen the like originals or anything like that, but
Yeah.
I have seen memoirs of an Invisible Man, with Chevy Chase. That came out.
But no,
years and
that
years
was
ago.
that was a really good one. Those are my horror movie highlights of recent weeks, I would say.
All right. Well, I started watching. Didn't make it all the way through because I had to do something else. But I started watching Doctor Sleep.
Oh yeah, I want to see that too.
Yeah, it's like the sequel to The Shining.
Yeah, it's got is Ewan McGregor in that?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I thought so.
I started watching that last night, I think, and then I got pulled away to make s'mores.
Oh yeah, It Follows. Have you seen It Follows?
I haven't seen it.
Is that
all the way through.
Is that
I've
really
seen
from
parts.
2014? It's that old already?
Yeah, I mean, I think that a lot of times I just like end up like if a movie seems like it's gonna be too scary to like watch by myself, I will like just watch like the highlights. I mean, like that is literally the only way that I will watch any bit of like any of the Terrifier movies, because like I guess like the gore effects are like so insane that it's just like
I don't remember. I've only seen I saw like the Terrifier movie that was like, it was part of a compilation.
Oh yeah, I mean that was before.
And then I saw the first one, but I don't remember it very well. I remember a lot more about the anthology movie.
Yeah, I think that was like before. That was like its own I think like a test bed for the character, I think.
Yeah. By the way, if
but
you
I just understand that the like the movies are so gory, and I mean I don't like care to see like real torture kind of stuff going on. So I will like I'll just like read about it and maybe like quickly watch little bits. But there's just no way I'm going to sit through an entire movie, like, especially when I've heard that the second one is like 2.5 hours long or something like that. Oh my
gosh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Have you while we're on the subject of horror, but shifting it to games, I saw I played Little Nightmares this week, and I saw on my PlayStation dashboard it said have you played through it?
No.
I could have swore
maybe my son played it for some reason. Maybe it was a free
one.
Like,
okay.
I don't know. Like that's
okay. Yeah, I was wondering if you'd played it or not. It's weird. Like it's kind of frustrating. Like just the interactions are very physicsy, and so it can feel a little imprecise and frustrating at times.
Yeah.
It's not like hard, but like when I die, I feel frustrated. Like, oh, come on. I feel like that shouldn't have happened. But I played through it, and I'm like halfway through the DLC, I guess.
Yeah.
Which I like thought at first, like
they're working on a third one even, I think.
Yeah. So I actually saw, I don't think it's either not out yet or maybe it just came out. Like I saw that there's a Peggy PS5 physical.
Do they have like 1 and 2 on it or something like that?
No, but it says enhanced edition, so I guess it's got some sort of goodies included with it. But I went ahead and ordered
Peggy 18?
Because even though like I felt frustrated by even though I felt frustrated by the first game, like I thought, the aesthetics of it are interesting, and the things that I don't like about it feel like things that could very easily and likely be improved in a sequel, you know?
Yeah.
Just better controls, more clear interactivity, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the third game is actually, I believe, being developed by Supermassive, the
interesting.
Dark Pictures people. Yeah.
They probably just like maybe they took it over or something like that.
Yeah, I don't
You
know.
know, I've been playing. I see a lot of people mentioning the Silent Hill 2 remake, but I've been playing the original Silent Hill 2.
Are you close to finishing?
I was hoping, like, I really sat down yesterday, thinking like, you know, maybe I could finish it. Like if I just like, you know, I kind of wanted to finish it because I'm working on this video for the end of the month, and I like wanted just to like get that like out of the back of my mind, but I was not able to do it. I don't know how far into it I am. I feel like I'm pretty far, but I don't know if I'm close to the end. I just fought Eddie, so I don't know if I'm like only halfway through. It's like 8.5 hours, I think. But
well, anyway,
I got some super chats to catch up on.
Yeah, why don't I get the game rolling? So first of all, before you get going into that, before I get into the games, like I feel like this kind of came out of nowhere. Like I didn't know about it at all, and then like I saw it recommended either on Amazon or Best Buy when I was buying something else. I'm like, wait, what is this? And I looked into it. I'm like, wait, these games are developed by Way Forward.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen it here and there, but I had no idea that they had any involvement in it.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can see their name on these little arcade cabinets here. So, like, this, in a lot of ways, seems like kind of some back to the roots kind of games for Way Forward. You know, they've been doing a lot of more 3D type of things lately.
Right.
And, like, so the physical copy is sold as, like, a double pack. And I'm actually on Steam right now. Because I was like, well, I really want to stream this. Like, this looks super up my alley. I want to stream it, but it wouldn't make much sense to stream it after Halloween. And for some reason, all of the like anywhere that I could get I wonder if they had like distribution problems, because it feels like this would have been something they really would have liked to have gotten out like earlier in the month, but like the physical copies, like no one could get me a physical copy before after Halloween. And so I just asked my contacts.
Stock, I guess. But
huh?
My local Best Buy had 2 of them.
Oh, really?
According to the site. But
mine did not have any. Like I looked at the only place that had a copy that I could find was like a GameStop like 30 plus minutes away, and it was one copy, and I was like, I don't want to go all that way, and they've like already opened it and put a price sticker on it.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I see the 2 cabinets there, but looks like there's 4 of them covered.
Right. So you get this impression that this could be a like ongoing series.
Yeah. Like,
and what's interesting is
one with 2 or something like that.
Yeah, I mean they're the core gameplay in each of these is like identical, but what's interesting is the characters from each can be played as in the other game. So I'm gonna go to the Ash versus Evil Dead. This is the one I'm most excited about, just because I mean, Ash is like a natural born video game character, and I don't know, like, has there ever been a good Evil Dead game? Like, I don't know, honestly.
Yeah.
But this seems like the best shot at it. So anyway, yeah. So I got that Steam code while I wait on my physical copy to be delivered. So that we could stream.
Okay, okay.
Huh?
I mean, I haven't seen the Ash versus Evil Dead show.
Oh, it's really good.
I did recently was given a digital code for the entire series.
Oh yeah. You should watch it. It's quite good. So like this is clearly like, you know, he's got gray hair. Like this is clearly based on that era. But see, you can also play as Michael Myers. You can play as Kelly, who's a character from Ash versus Evil Dead. And you can also play as Laurie Strode, and you know,
who looks like nothing like Jamie Lee Curtis.
I think she does.
I don't really see it. I wonder if they had to Like maybe they are not able to
I mean, maybe, but I
have
mean,
it close to their likeness, or they need to like sign off on it or something like
I
that.
think
Like
she
Bruce Campbell
does.
seems like the kind that would definitely sign it. But then again, you know, Jamie Lee Curtis was in that Borderlands movie. It doesn't seem like she'd care that much.
Yeah, I don't know. People are saying that the PS2 game Fistful of Boomstick is good. I mean, I've never tried it. I guess I always assumed it might not be good, but the newer like multiplayer one makes me very sad. But like each character plays very differently. Like I tested all the characters earlier, so like Lori has a double jump. No one else has a double jump, but they all play a bit differently, which, you know, I guess replayability or something. Like, so
that's cool. So there was a 20 DKKs from Jonathan Yannick Thomason 5 hours ago, saying 20 Kremlin coins for me. Spend them wisely.
I mean, you know, DK coins, Kremlin coins.
Yes.
I get it. I like it.
Thank you. Also, Enchilada Backloggery has been a member for 12 months in a row.
Nice.
Saying, ahoy, gentlemen, have fun with that boomstick tonight.
Oh,
Excited
I will.
to see it all. Also, 1 full year. Huzzah!
Nice.
Heck yeah. There's also $5 Canadian from Tiltoast.
Oh.
Saying shop smart, shop S smart. Thank you.
Dustin,
My
I'm
favorite line
just
is
starting.
like not even like that. Like the thing that my favorite line in Army of Darkness is like, "Welcome back to the land of living." Now grab a shovel and start digging.
Yeah. Me and my roommate quoted that all the time in college.
Yeah. I see Dustin's in the chat. You know, Dustin was asking me a few days ago, saying like, you know, like, what do you think about that Retro Realms thing? Have you heard of that? And I was like, yeah, I saw it. Like, it looks kind of neat, but I was like, not super interested. It felt like it was nothing special, just like in videos. And then I found out that it was you told me it was Way Forward. I'm like, oh, that means that it's probably good.
Yeah.
So
And I think you could tell from the, you know, the sprite stylings and stuff.
Yeah. But I mean, like, I don't know. Like, I didn't even know it was. I may have seen like an ad for it, like on Twitter or something like that.
It
was
really
like
seemed
a
to come
video,
out of
and you
nowhere.
never know if those games are even real.
I mean, I didn't know about it because, like, you know, I've done a lot of trailers for Way Forward, but you know, they are the developers. Like, they don't seem to be responsible for the promotion of it in any way. So they never reached out to me about it. But then I was like, hey, I'd like to stream it. Can I have a review code? That works.
Yeah.
So Ash has Ash's boomstick is his charge attack. I've played the first level is all I've done, and like kind of I guess the gameplay gimmick that they're tutorializing here is in both this game and the Halloween game. You can that purple meter, you can spend time in the nightmare realm until that meter runs out. And you know, there's little navigation puzzles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But that's not like an Evil Dead thing. That's like a RetroRealms
video game
thing.
It's just like every video game.
Oh, and you can pogo. You can chainsaw pogo.
But only he can do that. That's his special move.
I tried the other characters. Kelly was able to pogo as well. She has like a hammer. I forget. I don't think Michael could pogo. I forget if Lori could. But yeah, like everyone's a little different. But I am way into the idea of chainsaw pogo.
Yeah.
Like super into that idea.
Also,
Dustin was asking, is it 2 games or just 1? You can buy them individually, but you can also get like the double feature bundle. And
there is a physical, Dustin, in case you're wondering. Apparently.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that there's a physical.
It's just that the physical wouldn't get here in time to play before Halloween, unfortunately. But the Kelly and Lori are DLC characters, which were included with the code I was given. I'm not positive if they come with the physical copy. I assume they do.
I would assume so. I mean, the physical copy is $50.
Yeah.
Which is more than
you'd think, perhaps.
Expect for something like this.
Yeah. But yeah, I suspect it comes with the extra characters.
Anyways, there was $2 from Matthew saying, "What's up, everyone? This is the Clock Tower MLiG stream. Is that because it's red?
Maybe. Maybe. We could perhaps stream Clock Tower.
I should really be using like the different, like the deeper tone of voice. I wonder if I can do that. Does this do anything when I'm talking to you?
Do
Probably
anything?
Not. Is it changing my voice at all?
Whoa! I'm hearing myself come back sounding weird. Not you, me.
Oh, really? Well, I'm not going to mess around with it. I won't mess with that. That's weird that it would send you back like that. Anyways, there were also Tenderbrew has been a member for 31 months.
Nice.
31 months. Saying a happy spooky season, boys. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
They're doing our best. I'm ready for everyone to be underwhelmed with the video that I am working on.
Oh,
nothing special.
It'll be fine.
But really, like, we have a sponsorship that needed to be done this month.
Wow.
And it's just
PS3 light gun games. Come on.
Yeah, but like none of them are like all that great. You always
downplay these things.
None of them are all that great, except for House of the Dead 3 and 4.
Wow. Don't tell people they're not great. We want people to watch the video.
Yeah. I don't know, like doing the whole thing, it made me realize that those kind of games aren't getting released on modern consoles anymore. But
also, Fast Draw Showdown is incredible.
Okay, well that's like one of the few that I have not recorded yet.
There's probably no.
It's got to be better than Mad Dog McCree 1 and 2, which are not horrible, but they're not like amazing either.
I mean, they're classics.
Dead Space Extraction is in. So are like the Resident Evil. I talk about it in the beginning of the video where, like, what I did ahead of time was I just like looked at a bunch of lists to see what there is that I should that are light gun games, light gun styled games.
Yeah.
So a lot of these games I'm playing for the first time. So I make it sound like that. I mean, I talk about that in the episode where I say I am just checking some of these out for the first time because, like I'm trying to figure out. Like I've ignored a lot of PS3 light gun games.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you one thing. Like I plugged in or hooked up Time Crisis 4 with the GunCon 3 today because I talk about that at the beginning. And man, like, and I say this in the video, like the move is fine, the move works all right, and the sharpshooter is like really fun to use, but there is something specifically better about using a bespoke light gun versus like a device that is like just, like adapted to be used as that. Does that make sense?
Yeah. What about Resident Evil 5 Gold Edition? Have you ever?
I'm not going to talk about that because it's like
it's different.
Just in the same way that I don't talk about like Killzone 3 or anything like that because it's not really a light gun game.
Right. I can't honestly can't remember if
it's
I've
got to
ever
be like
tried that.
relatively on rails, or at least have portions that are on rails.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to talk about Killzone or Resistance because those are just, I don't know, like they're like regular games that are adapted to use that control.
You got to draw the line somewhere.
Yeah, and I just don't have time to play through very far of those.
Yeah.
Far into those, I guess. So I'm just sticking with like traditional style light gun games. Although, like, there's times where, I thought that certain games were supposed to be like just on rails, but then they end up being a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, the biggest surprise to me is Cabela's Survivor, the Shadow of Katmai or something like that, where it's like Uncharted with a light gun. It's really weird, but actually kind of cool.
Wow. Okay.
But there, it has like the typical, like gallery shooting levels, also. But like that Cabela's Survival, I might buy it. Like Amazon has brand new copies, physical copies for $9.99. I'm like, it's kind of an interesting little game that runs pretty bad, but it's kind of a funny thing because it has like Uncharted style traversal.
Right.
And like basically the whole game seems to be like third person.
That's wild.
Yeah. Anyways, Zane's dad has also been a member for 45 months. Saying
nice.
Shop smart, shop S smart.
That's right.
And then we just got a 12 euro from Dennis Bolaños. Saying, have you guys ever heard of the GameCare GF1? It's an FPGA system on the based on the Sega Neptune. No, is that the one that they're making like the consoleized Neptune out of?
Well, there was like the sort of like I guess like mock-up Neptune at the Long Island Retro Gaming Expo. But
right.
I don't actually.
That's the one that
I shot
is like for some reason taking to every president's grave. I don't get it. But that's what he's doing apparently. Did you hear that?
No. What was this? What,
so Adam Krolik has like one of the few like Neptunes systems. Like you saw it when we were at Long Island.
Right.
But
Who's
apparently, like what he's doing is he's taking it to like the graves of every single dead president.
Oh.
I don't really know like what the significance of that is, or just to do it.
I guess.
Yeah, I don't know if there's like a specific reason that these choosing to do it. Anyways, like I'm not familiar with it. I'll look into it. The GameCare, the GF1. I wonder if it's gonna be better than the Super Sega.
Well, so the one at the Neptune prototype, I shot B-roll of it. I may have shot B-roll of like the info sheet, but I assumed it was just like constructed with like 32X and Genesis parts or something like that. Like I don't know if it was, maybe it was an FPGA. I don't know. I don't know what it, I don't actually know what it is.
Or the Neptune or the Super Sega?
Oh, I might be getting them mixed up then. Super Sega is
I don't even understand. Like, we are like getting emails about the Super Sega, and I don't really understand what is going on with it.
Like who?
But
who
apparently,
is,
it's an FPGA system that will play all Sega systems, and they've like opened up for pre-order. And like literally, they just like show this barely populated PCB with a giant heat sink and fan on it. And I don't even know what's going on half the time. Like, and they sent out the video of like, here it is working. And then the next day they said, here's the uncut footage of it working. So apparently people are like, you're not showing us anything here. Why is it all edited like this? I don't know. Like, I'm barely paying attention, but I just feel like the email correspondence that we have gotten about it, I'm just like, what is, like, I don't even know what they're trying to do. And like, do they think that they're not going to get in trouble using that name? You know what I mean? It's called the Super Sega. So I don't know. It's I don't know. Not going to be great. What was I wanted to mention? I'd seen it earlier. Oh, so really quick on the light gun stuff. And I kind of came to this realization throughout that there's definitely like a different tactile feel to like HD light gun games that I don't think they're very good when you can see your crosshair.
But you have to, like,
in a lot of cases you do have to, but that's just because it doesn't seem to like work as good.
Well, I mean, it's like pointing your Wii remote at the screen doesn't actually work.
Right.
Because
exactly.
It's all relative
That's why
motion.
I feel like it does, like just in general, like there's something about like SD light gun games. It just like feels inherently better no matter what they were to do.
So you're saying you're saying even the Wii remote, even though it's not pointing at the screen per se, you're just making relative motions relative to the sensor bar. You're saying you think it still feels better because it's SD?
No, no. It doesn't feel good when you are playing on an LCD. Like it doesn't have like that same like the pointer is like the only way it works.
Right.
But it just like it doesn't have. And I say this in the video, like it's very hard to like explain it, but I just don't. It does not feel as good. It does not feel like it's like working as well. So like with,
I wonder if there's just
like
less
the gun con, you feel like you can aim at stuff and shoot at the screen and hit what you're aiming at. And even with like the only way to achieve that with in HD or like on a flat screen is to like really have the pointer on, but the pointer like takes the like, I don't know, it feels almost like too smooth, I guess.
See, I don't. Well, and they're probably doing some sort of like motion interpolation, or else it like would probably be like really jittery.
Right. I mean,
which would probably give it like a frame or two of lag on top.
Right,
of
but I'm just
that.
saying, like I don't feel as though HD games in like playing HD light gun games on LCD, like it just doesn't feel as good overall. But it's weird though, because House of the Dead 3 and 4, you don't have to have that on. You don't have to have the crosshair on, and it feels pretty good.
How do I do?
But that's the only time where like having it. I don't know. Like it's hard to explain it.
Oh, I see. That's what.
It's hard to explain it, and like I'm not going to do a good job explaining it in the video either. And a lot of people will say it's fine, but I don't feel like it feels as tactile. But I don't dwell on that too much. And it feels fine in like in arcade games, but like a lot of times.
Oh, I wonder if some of it too could be like, just like the lessened visual impact of like.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it. Like there's like less of a visual impact.
Because they have to do the flash for the CRT, right? But they also. If they don't need the flash, they're going to avoid having too much of a flash, like for
right.
Like
and I guess the flash does make it feel like there's like it's like you're actually like hitting the enemies, I guess.
Right.
How am I liking Ease 10? So I have not started Ease 10 yet. I haven't even installed it yet. I was all ready to, but then it didn't show up on release day, and I'm like, I'm just going to wait because I want to finish Silent Hill 2 first, and I need to finish this video. I can't in good conscience play a game knowing that I have to like have this done.
Yeah.
Something that I like really want to play also, that I'd rather be doing, so I need to do this stuff first. So that's the plan, is I will start it immediately upon like finishing this episode and finishing Silent Hill. Although I do want to finish Castlevania also, which I think that I'm pretty far into that too.
Oh, good. I am doing a bad job.
Yes, it will be my reward for doing all the stuff that I need to do first. And it won't be like that much longer.
Oh.
Like maybe an extra week after release. Oh well. But anyways, like the whole roundabout to like of this light gun stuff is that I came to understand and realize that these are not on consoles really anymore, but they are like thriving and very good in VR, and that's like really where they moved to. And it makes you wonder, like I wonder if Namco would ever do like a Time Crisis 6 in VR.
Or just port Time Crisis 5 to VR.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be super cool. I can't remember if I had finished this by. I finished D2, which was one of my pledge games.
Mm-hmm.
Weird game. I enjoyed it. I was strangely compelled by it. I don't know if it was good. It's hard. It's hard to say if it was good, but I was compelled. Man, this is a tough jump. But anyway, that game, like I already wrote my games we played in 2024 segment for it. And like I definitely put a epilepsy warning in there because like it has the flashiest muzzle flashes I've ever seen in a game. Ever seen in a game. Oh, that's a confusion. It is
more so than even Time Crisis. Was it Crisis Zone?
In any, well, I've only seen the video you did on that, and it was a long time ago.
It's 2015, I think. When my save data was saying.
I think that is like that Time Crisis video is one of my favorite videos on the channel.
Yeah, it still like gets comments and stuff on it. This is not going to have that same appeal. Like, you know, I don't know. Like, I was just looking for something a little bit faster to do. It's like not going to be like a lot of appeal.
Stop downplaying it. It's fine.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good stuff like on VR. So
yeah. Oh, the reason
really
I brought up D2 actually was because it made me have that same thought. Like the gameplay in this would translate a lot better to VR than.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well. Yeah, because like you go into like this. First person view when you randomly encounter enemies. It's basically an RPG. And is there something up there? What do I want? I think I'll take that. Is there anything there? No. Like you randomly encounter these enemies and you this is tough. You randomly encounter enemies and then you go in this first person view and you like the enemies can like be on any side of you. You turn and shoot them. It's the gameplay is really pretty trivial because like. Healing items are so plentiful and there's like no penalty for using them. It's just like you can endlessly use them because you just like pause the action and then just like use healing items until you're full during combat.
Right.
So it's not very challenging, but like I was thinking like this would actually be a pretty good format for VR, like wander around and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, I speaking of VR, I tried
something.
Like
if they were gonna remake like D, like the first one, that would be like the way to do it.
Yeah,
but
yeah. Like do
the thing is, like with that game, like if you know what you're doing, you could beat it in.
Yeah. But like a Riven style remake of that would be kind of interesting, right?
Yeah. Did you try that Shadowgate game in VR?
No, I haven't.
It's very similar.
Yeah.
It seems to be kind of neat. Someone was asking what my thoughts are on Silent Hill 2. So I'm playing the original. I'm not playing the remake. I'm playing the original for the first time. The original Silent Hill 2. And I think it's pretty good. I haven't decided yet whether it's intentional or not, but the camera really goes out of its way to like be facing the wrong direction every time you go out of a door. And I feel like that's probably intentional to like disorient you, but the downside to that is that I'm like going into my map screen like every like 10 seconds. Just to like make sure every time I go out a door, I'm like, am I going the right way?
Yeah. I mean,
and it's kind of obnoxious. Like I don't know if
checking
that's
the map is a big part of Silent Hill, but
Well, it
I get what
is,
you
but
mean.
it's also like it feels annoying.
Yeah.
Like it does more to take away from the atmosphere than enhance it.
I mean, when I played
Because you're
through,
safe when you go into your map screen, anyways. It's like
when
every time you
I
you have to
played,
check a million doors, and that's fine. You know, you're in it. Like I'm glad that it like marks things off that can't be opened, and you know you don't have to go through them. But it's just like every time you go through a door, like the camera is pointing at you. So you gotta like it just takes a while to orient yourself, and I don't know. It's maybe there's a reason for it, like it's intentional, but I find it to be kind of obnoxious because you just end up going into your map like constantly, which takes away from really the experience.
yeah, I mean, I I played through Silent Hill 2 like I don't know 5-6 years ago, and I like I liked it, but I liked I liked the first game better, which I don't think is a really popular opinion. Man, this is starting to get a little tough. But yeah, I don't think that's the most popular opinion. But well, you know, I played that. I played like the first 3 hours of Silent Hill 2 for the Digital Foundry.
Yeah,
They asked if I could do it because John was in Japan at the time.
Yeah, I need you to. Hopefully, you still have that footage so I can use that for.
Oh, you haven't been recording? Yeah,
I didn't at first, and now I started from where I'm at, which is like the historical society.
Yeah, well, I have stuff up to the hospital.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. That works because I can use that. The thing that really strikes me though that is like just how good the FMV like continues to look now, like being 60 FPS.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
Yeah, and that's like all done by one person. Who
Really?
apparently would stay late to work on those.
Wow.
Because like he felt like very compelled to do it.
That's crazy. Yeah, but yeah, I have to admit, like the game, like it wormed its way into my head, like revisiting it more than I expected it to.
Yeah, and I do appreciate is that at least in the like to where I've played to is that you'll hear things in the darkness and you'll never see it. Like there's this one part in the courtyard in the historic or in the jail, and you hear something like running around in the dark, but you never see it. And as far as I know, you never have to fight it. At least I haven't had to fight it now, and I am about to get on that boat on the rowboat.
I mean, I have mixed feelings sometimes about when something is just an audio trick and there's not actually anything that could get you.
Mm-hmm. See, I felt it to be like a lot, very creepy in this situation. And like the jail, like you definitely hear something walking around on the layer of jail cells above you, but you never see it. And it's saying things, but you never see it. And I think that's pretty neat. I wonder if the third game fixes the camera issue, or the fourth game does, because I know the fourth game has those first person segments, but that's also didn't even start life, I guess, as a Silent Hill game.
Yeah.
Or at least that's was the popular thing to say. Oh, the soundtrack is really good, and I still remember the trailer that I saw at E3 in 2001. That has like the one song, and that like I think they used that same song in like the trailer for the remake, and it's very similar, like shot by shot, the way it was edited. But it's good. It's good, and I think that I'm close to the end. I'm curious, like, what's happening. Although I feel like each of these characters are like in their own like personal hell. Like they're all seeing like different things.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting. And I guess it's kind of crazy to be sitting here saying like, here's what I think is happening, because like I just don't know. You know, I have not paid too close of attention to it to like really have it spoiled for me.
Oh, I got a little chainsaw transition.
But, you know, that original James voice acting is not great. I can understand like why they wanted to change it.
You know what,
like,
though? Like,
but it has like a weird like appeal to it.
Yeah.
But I think that it's like I think it takes away from it more than adds to it now. Like it's for a first time player now.
Yeah, I mean,
like
I agree, but like when I was, you know, that was like kind of all part of what wormed into my head, because it's like it feels like he's, you know, it feels very dreamlike. Like you're not able to say what you want to say. You're not able to say it how you want to say it. You know, everyone's like bad voice acting just kind of gives it this like surreal dreamlike quality to it that.
Yeah, that's an interesting way to put it, but I never thought about it like that.
Like the lady, I forget her name, like the lady that's in the graveyard in the beginning.
Angela, yeah.
Yeah, and she's like, he's like, I'm lost, and like the way she just the way she looks, and she says she's like, lost.
Yeah.
Like she almost doesn't even know what the word means. She's like, lost.
See, the Noogie Patrol had a first donation of 10 SEKs.
Ooh.
Thank you. And followed that up with a question saying, what is your recommendation on a sound setup? I've watched Coury's setup video. I think I'm buying a Yamaha MG10XU and Audio-Technica M50X headphones. What's your take? It depends on what you want to do it. I don't know if the 10 has a like a submix output. Like that's the main reason I wanted it, so I could have the submix, which I use to just send my voice to try without it coming back at him or having to use like the mixer in OBS or anything like that. And I use that also to like feed like my voiceover recording and stuff like that. It depends on what you want to do with it. So I don't think the 10 has a zone I keep on wanting to say zone 2. I mean it's similar, I guess.
So I guess I'm confused. Are we is Noogie Patrol asking about mixers or
the MG
or AV receivers?
NXU is a mixer. It's an audio mixer.
Okay.
Because I have the 12 XU, MG 12 XU.
Yeah, I don't have. I mean, I've got, you know, a Behringer mixer downstairs and upstairs, and you know you've always been very against Behringer because you worked with an audio guy who just hated it, which you know,
I did not like Behringer.
But they have been totally serviceable
recommendation.
For my
needs. Like don't get Behringer. Like that was the first thing is like don't get Behringer, get a Shure.
But you know, it works for me.
Mm-hmm. But I guess it just depends on what you want to do. There's also $5 from EB Chill 2 with no message, just the super chat. Thank you. I'm not familiar with the Audio-Technica M50X headphones though. Like I've just had the Sony monitor headphones for, gosh, like it's got to be
that just stuns.
Almost 10 years now. I've just had to replace the stupid.
Oh, how do I do the new move I bought?
I put the Gooba in hell.
A and X. Oh,
but
okay,
I mean, this video, like, I need to get it done before Halloween. So Wednesday is like the deadline.
Is what it is.
I got most of it already captured. You know, some of the stuff might be only early game stuff. Not very impressed with the with Umbrella Chronicles, that's for sure. It's very difficult to play.
Oh, I mean, I don't recall having anything against it.
You have the PS3 versions?
I do, but I played on Wii.
Right. I have the Wii version physically, but I just have the downloadable PSN versions. Although I guess that there is a physical in Japan.
Right. I have that. I remember Dark Side Chronicles being the one that was more difficult to play because I think there was just like a lot more camera motion.
Yeah.
Umbrella Chronicles, I mean, I played it on Wii back in the day. I thought it was fine. Which is the one? Is Dark Side the one?
It's more fine to use it as in a nunchuck remote style instead of like using it. Instead of using it in this thing, like playing it like this.
Well, yeah, that might be a problem.
Yes. It's not easy to do this stuff in any game. But you know what feels awesome with this thing is House of the Dead 3, where you're straight up using a shotgun and you reload by doing this. Like that's what it's all about. So I say that this gun, there's something about it, like it makes me feel like I'm Val Kilmer in the movie Heat. Where they're in the shootout in the traffic. The weapon is too big. It is. I say that it's so much that it's like stupid. But it's like awesome because it's. I can't imagine using anything like bigger than this as a light gun. This is already too much. But being able to just like use the pump action for reload is kind of awesome. Or if that doesn't work, there's a button down here so you can like hit it like you're slapping in another ammunition clip. It's so dumb. But it's very hard to play games like this, like using the thing. I you know what? If you like using light guns, this thing is like it's so worth it because it's just so stupid. I mean, it's really dumb, but like in the best possible way. It's the sharpshooter. So that's that. It's a lot better than the handgun. The awkwardly named PlayStation Move shooting attachment. That's the official name for it.
The shooting
The PlayStation
attachment.
Move shooting attachment.
They probably just decided they couldn't call it a gun.
Yes. I have not tried the Sin and Light gun. It's something I would be interested in trying, though, at some point. Maybe this will...
It's just like, they're expensive, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like you don't know if it's going to be good. So it feels like a lot of money to spend on something you don't know if it's going to be good.
Yeah. But if anybody has any interest in like gun games like that, the Sharpshooter is kind of neat. Just get that and get House of the Dead 3, 4, and Overkill, and that's all you really need. That's all you really need. That alone, I think, justifies it. Even though you can just like blow through those games super easily. You know, I hadn't played Overkill in a very long time, and it's still pretty funny.
Yeah, I mean, I've only ever played like the first level of it, but it's pretty good.
You know, it's not just because of like the swearing.
I mean, it's because they are parodying like Grindhouse movies.
Yeah,
and very well.
I should try the Overkill, typing of Dead Overkill.
Oh yeah, I always forget that's a thing.
Is that? I guess I bet it's on Steam, right? I should see how much that is. But it's definitely pretty funny. I was unsure how some of the humor would work now, but it's pretty funny because it really plays it straight.
Yeah.
You know, I like it
just
when,
like that trailer that plays at the beginning of the first level is like just so funny, I think.
Yeah. And I like that, you know, it's where Agent Washington asks G, he's like, "Are you gonna tell me what that means?" And he's like, "No."
Yeah.
And I don't remember if he even tells him like what it means.
Wait.
But I didn't realize until recently that House of Dead 4 is a prequel to 3. At the very end of 4, it's like the story continues in 3, in House of Dead 3.
Ah.
Typing the Dead Overkill could make a cool stream game, perhaps. Maybe. This would not be a for kids stream.
I mean, our stream is marked as not for kids.
That's true. But yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's cool. Like those 3 games are well worth checking out. One of the more interesting things that I didn't really even know existed was is Rambo the video game, which was made by the people who made Terminator Resistance and RoboCop Rogue City.
That's pretty crazy that they've been at that long.
And it's just like but they actually like made games similar to that before called Heavy Fire, and did a whole bunch of them. And then apparently they had a chance to like adapt that style of game to Rambo. And the whole framing device of it, like it doesn't. I think that the Rambo video game came out before even Rambo came out, like the 4th movie, because this only does not acknowledge the existence of 4. and it's framed as in like John Rambo is dead, and it's the colonel is like talking about him at his funeral. It's not amazing, but it's very funny the way that they had to do it, because it, you know, it just like follows the plots of the three movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that first movie, he's not really killing anybody. So
I mean, I've not seen it, but I am aware enough about that.
Very early on, like he has a lot of QTE segments, and then, you know, eventually they decide like, okay, so we gotta let him kill the cops, and you get like points taken away for killing the cops, but you get more for like shooting them in the knees and stuff like that. I mean, it's not great. I wouldn't say that I hate it. It's just like, you know, they had done those heavy fire games, which are the only ones that I'm talking about in this is Heavy Fire Afghanistan and Heavy Fire Shattered Spear, which are both available physically, and I kind of like Shattered Spear especially is kind of neat. And it's like a cover shooter. It's like very Time Crisis-esque, but you can choose from multiple cover zones, and it even has like an active reload, like from Gears of War in it.
There we go.
Yeah, I mean, the Rambo game is like a solid like 5 out of 10, which doesn't mean that it's unplayable. Some people like might not care. Not gonna waste their time on it, and you know, normally, I don't know if I would, but I feel enriched having played it. No, it's several years old at this point. It's not a new Rambo game.
I mean, it's a PS3 game, so you're talking about. So
yes,
you're talking about a move game. So yeah.
Yeah.
Oh crap! Oh crap! Please be healing. It's not healing. Oh, there was healing right there.
The move is so. It's just funny because when the Wii did so good, it's like Sony and Microsoft were just like scrambling.
Yeah.
To like just copy it as best as they can.
And in a lot of ways, like Microsoft is still suffering the consequences.
Yes. I mean, the move is like, you know, at least that some of that technology like went forward and like worked with the PlayStation VR, but it's just it's just very funny how blatant of a copy like the move is specifically. Mm-hmm. At least Microsoft was trying to do something kind of different, but with the move, it's like straight up, oh, we're just gonna copy it, like do literally the exact same thing, but better. Except it's not better because I don't. You got to use the PlayStation Eye camera, and I kind of feel as though it's less accurate than the sensor bars are.
Yeah, I mean the camera
like
already existed. I mean it's weird because with both the move they tacked that onto working with an existing accessory, the camera, and then with the PSVR they tacked that onto working with a pre-existing accessory, the Move. So
yeah.
Oh crap! Oh, this oil slick is killing me. I want that ticket thing.
Yeah, it's definitely a copy, but better tech. But that's gonna happen when it comes out so many years later. because Move came out in 2010. There's another 50 SEK from Nuki Patrol.
Ah, thank you.
Saying, I would like to send audio from the TV to the mixer. And also use audio from the computer, like Discord, to the headphones as well. You rock. And you can absolutely do that. Just send them to different inputs.
This is probably a super embarrassing thing to admit, but I have never figured out, and maybe it's just a Behringer thing, but I have never figured out how to properly implement like a tape source, into the tape input, like through the RCA. Like, it just seems to not work. And when I look up like videos,
like a phono,
or the manual, I just, either it doesn't
you don't
work,
hear anything, or is it too loud or blown out,
or it's got like a lot of noise.
Yeah.
Like microphone inputs are the only things that I've ever really successfully got working on my mixers. Which sounds really stupid, but like, I gave up doing that a long time ago, and I prefer to use at one point I preferred the idea of, game audio going through, everything goes through the mixer, but then I realized just using the digital sources, in a lot of ways, like, just, it makes it cleaner.
Mm-hmm.
So the only thing the mixer does is my microphones.
Well, so Nuki Patrol, you could do that all with the mixer. Yes, you just send them to different inputs, and then you output to your headphones. Or you can also output that to your sound card and to the line in and stream that.
Now, if you're saying you want output from the TV, I assume you're only talking stereo, because if it's in the TV, because if you're trying to get, if you were expecting playing surround sound or anything like that, like, you're going to be out of luck.
Well, you could use an HDMI with the audio breakout, which will mix it down to like a.
But it doesn't exist for HDMI 2.1, if that is a concern. I was actually looking into this just a few weeks ago. I was even like having a little back and forth with a company that like makes stuff like that, and they have one that you could do it easily for HDMI 2.0. But not for 2.1.
There's a lot of things.
2.1, kids, don't buy into HDMI 2.1. Just don't, and just be okay living without VRR and 120 hertz. Just be okay with it. Once you start walking down that path, like what's the thing Yoda says? Forever will it dominate your destiny. Something like that. Just don't do it.
Yeah.
HDMI 2.1 is the dark side.
I'll wait. I have no urge to do that.
The problem is, like, you might say, like, well, I'm just going to wait for HDMI 2. I'll wait for HDMI 2.1,
It's gonna be the same thing.
But then HDMI 2 excuse me, to 2.2. But yeah, it's going to be just a mess. All the devices aren't going to work on it. So I totally forgot about the store in Ash vs. Evil Dead being Value Mart and not S Mart. I wonder if there's a reason they had to get rid of S Mart. That just, it makes me sad.
Yeah, probably.
There's a Deadite commercial on TV.
Has anybody in the chat watched the Like a Dragon series?
I read some impressions today that were very similar to what you had told me.
Yeah.
Is the whole thing out, or?
No, I think the first 3 episodes came out, and then I think there's going to be an episode every Thursday for the next 3 Thursdays or something. Because I think there's only 6. Which I don't even understand how they're like adapting that first game, because like they're still like so early and they're halfway through. Like I can't imagine they're going to have any sort of like real payoff to it. You know, it's just such an... Like, I had heard that the director had never played the games. And I feel like for something like this, that's, like, especially important to have done.
Yes.
You know, it doesn't always have to be the case. You can have people on board that, like, know, like, oh, this won't fly, you know, you can do this. Or, you know, or you can do it this way. But I feel like... For Yakuza or Like a Dragon specifically, you need to have like played the game.
You can't,
to an extent.
You can't understand.
You can't just guess what it's probably like.
You can't be told what the tone of those games is.
Yes.
Because like you would think like, well that doesn't sound like it would work, and you don't understand that it works until you play it.
Right.
Like, it sounds like it should not work, and it so does. Like, just in terms of the you know, the tone of, you know, super serious crime drama blended with, like, the absolute goofiest crap you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah.
Like, it should not work. Like, you could tell someone, like, this is what it is, and they wouldn't understand.
Yes.
And then you play it and you're like, wow, I don't know why this works, but it does. Or, I mean, you know why it works. Maybe it's hard to articulate, but.
And it's like a double-edged sword, though, because even if this kind of stuff like appeals to certain people and they're like, oh, I want to try out the games then because I like the show. And then they're going to be like, what is going on? You know, and then they're going to be like, this is so much better than the show.
Yeah, you would hope.
Like it'll retroactively make them dislike the show. So they released a thing on social like yesterday that was like the main actor who plays Kiryu, like doing like singing karaoke, like in the style of the games. And it's like better than anything in the show.
Oh, they got me.
And, you know, this is coming from someone who has not played Zero, so I'm not sure. I'm sure it's not going to have, like any of the stuff that happens in Zero is not going to have, like, taken place. Because they moved up. Well, they don't have anything from the 80s in there, because they're, like, so young. They would have been so young in the 80s. So, like, the age difference will not carry over, right? Because... you know, like they have them as like not being part of, like not being part of any clan at any point, like in 1995. So it's just not good. I don't know. It seems like it should have, like, in the right hands that would work.
Yeah.
But I almost feel like the movie might be even like better, and that's like it was not very good either.
Was that a Takashi Miike thing?
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like Kiryu is a character just like talks too much also. You know, he's supposed to be like, you know, he says what he thinks and what he means, but he generally is kind of like a man of few words.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he only says things that he means. But I'm curious if anybody in the chat had seen it. It's just very boring. Which, you know, for something
Yakuza
based
should be
on,
anything but.
it should be anything but. And it seems like it'd be very easy to make it not boring. Yeah, I know. I mean, I don't think that Nagoshi, like, not being there anymore probably had nothing to do with it, because I feel like the games are still doing fine.
Yeah, I don't know what like the most recent game he would have had an influence on, a direct influence on would be.
I think like 7. I'm sure he was a key part of it going RPG. Because he probably wanted to do that.
Oh, that goes through multiple enemies. I guess it's not that bad. Okay, I need to pay attention and figure out which enemies are the ones that blow up. Because that's screwing me over. Oh, crap.
I finally saw the Deadpool and Wolverine. That's on the Vudu if you have any desire to watch it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure if Urameshi is in the chat, but
I'm
Urameshi
extremely behind on MCU in general, though. So,
I mean, like, yeah. I mean, it's just. You can probably watch it without like really needing to know anything. Although, like, if you've seen any of the Loki stuff, it would help.
I mean, I've only seen Loki season 1.
Okay, then you'd be fine.
But I still want to catch up in order eventually.
Yeah. It was good. I thought it was a lot of fun. There was probably, I mean, there's like a lot of like memorable things, but if I see I Go Dreamer is saying, I'm so over the multiverse BS. But I mean, this kind of like makes fun of that a bit. We're just like, you know, the multiverse is just, it's not working out.
I've kind of been thinking a lot lately about how like there's so much prerequisite for getting into like any currently ongoing story.
Like in everything?
In like everything. And it's like
in everything. Yeah. It's like it has to be a full-time job. You can't just like have a series of a show. It's
right, and it's like,
you know, it does good. It's got to have a spin-off.
You know, like
have books and everything.
I've been thinking about how, like, you know, back when things, you know, when popular things ended, or, you know, I always think about how, like, you said that, oh gosh, this is getting intense. You said that you were always so glad that Phantasy Star, like, they had the guts to finish it, right?
Yeah.
And, like,
and
think
then they
about
just,
how like for the longest time Star Wars was just these 3 movies, and it seemed like that would be it. Even when there
everyone was hoping
were
for another one.
even when there were 3 more Star Wars movies, like for a long time it seemed like that would also be it, right?
Yeah.
And like now that you've got like you've
got
like
what we're hoping for.
at least one really bad movie that capped it off. Like, I don't know, like it used to be like, here's this really cool thing that I like, here's what happens in it. Or in an ongoing thing that is going to end eventually in a within a number of sequels. Like, you're like, I'm excited to see what happens next, right? I want to see what happens next and where this is going to end up. But now with all the things going on, no one knows where it is going to end up. There is no like they don't know where it's going to end up.
It's not going to end, period.
They don't know where it's going to end up. They don't even know where it's going next, right? So it's just like, it's kind of like, well, why do I get invested in these stories that have no intended ending? Right? Like it almost just seems like, well, if you can never catch up on this story, if this story like is endless, then like what am I wasting my time catching up on a bazillion other things? I don't know. I'm not doing a good job of wording it, but it's been...
While playing a video game based on a TV show that was, expanding on the lore of 3 movies.
But the seer, like Bruce Campbell, I think, is done being Ash, though. And Ash is Bruce Campbell's, right?
Yeah, so for
Ash's
sure. But I'm talking about
just
even the existence of like making the show.
Yeah. But then like think about like the Evil Dead reboot. Like that was just a one-off thing. They've never followed that up. It's incredible. Have you ever seen the reboot?
Yeah, but that's the same director who did the new Alien movie.
Oh, okay. It's incredible. Like it is every bit as good, if not better, than the original Evil Dead. Like it is super good.
Yeah. So I like Joe Bookman saying, that's the experience of comics themselves, though. And yes, but I mean, how many times do you have comics like rebooted themselves?
Right.
Comic series, like how many
like
times
certain arcs come to a finish.
Or it's just like, okay, so we screwed up everything, so like let's figure out how to make Spider-Man not married anymore. And then they when I feel like that is the most interesting thing that I'd like to hear about now. Even though Spider-Man got married when I was a kid. But like they say, oh, we can never have him get married again. But yeah, I mean, it's very, it just makes it really hard to consume and like really get invested, I guess, in it if it just like is never ending, because it feels like a job eventually, where you just it's like almost not even that much fun, because it's like, oh, here comes this new series, like you can be excited to see it, but then you're thinking about like MCU stuff, right? So like it's not, and it probably will never be required viewing, but I mean, is there a world where watching Secret Invasion is required viewing to understand something, and it's like terrible?
Oh gosh, yeah, I heard that was. I forgot all about that. Like, and even if it's not
And it's like
required
at some
viewing,
point
like I
that will be like, oh,
still,
this happened in Secret Invasion.
I feel even though
That really
it's
horrible series.
even if it's not required viewing, like I feel like I should see it.
Yeah.
And so like I feel like I need to see these things just because it's an ongoing story and et cetera, et cetera. It's so much.
I thought all of Romulus was really good. Honestly, I'm glad that apparently they're gonna bring the survivors back for a sequel to it, like a direct sequel to it. The callbacks, there's only one callback that is like I can't believe like they did that, and it makes no sense, and it's like it was just like very, very groan inducing. And yes, exactly. Chris Waters, like I could hear the entire theater's eyes roll back in their head. Like it was just so unnecessary. And
do you think I should
really
switch to Halloween?
Having to like deliver like a line like that, knowing that it's not great. I think. Oh, you only got 3 more levels left. It looks like.
Do you think I should try to finish this or switch to Halloween now?
I bet you could finish this and also play Halloween.
Yeah, probably. Oh wait, no. Oh, okay. Well, there's 4 levels left because this is the next unlocked one.
Oh, okay.
Well, let's see what happens.
So maybe 3 levels and then one final one.
What is going on with those?
And and Chris Waters, like that line worked.
Oh, we got a little
on a number of reasons, like in the original movies, specifically because the bee in question is an alien queen. It can't just be like any alien. I don't know. Like it was just I don't know what they were thinking. And I almost feel like they were forced. I bet you they were forced to do it by somebody. Somebody higher up. Thought like, oh, it would be so great from to say that. Got 5 pounds from JL. Oh. Saying MLiG agrees that the pulse rifle sounded absolutely amazing in Alien Romulus. Every shot could be felt in your bones. Yeah, I mean, I just think the inclusion of a earlier version of the pulse rifle is just, I can't believe that they hadn't done anything like that before. You know, it just made sense. It works within the movie. But from what I understand, like isn't Alien Isolation like canon to the series too now?
I think I heard something like that.
I may have said it to you, but I'm not sure if it fully is. But I've heard that it is. Which would probably be fine by most people's standards, I think. Would probably be happy for that to be the case.
It's the Switch version is like shockingly good.
Oh right, yeah.
I need to give it another chance. When I played it, dang it, I really need to pay attention to which enemies are the ones that explode. Or it might just be like a tell. Or is it the one with the red shirt? Okay, I think it's the ones with the red shirts. But anyway, can I do that jump? Yeah. Oh, what were we talking about? The oh yeah, Alien Isolation. Like oh dang it. It's tough. Oh, there's only one set here. Oh, dang it. Ah, you gotta be kidding. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. I keep getting distracted because this game is a little intense sometimes. Yeah, I was really annoyed by like all of the like human enemy encounters and Alien Isolation. Like it kind of.
Oh, have you like played it very far into it? Have you finished it?
I mean, it was years ago.
Oh, okay.
It was the PS4 version years ago. It was one of the last games I ever sold. Like traded it at my local game store. I'm like, I don't want this on my backlog anymore. Which, you know, I regretted. But then I got the Switch version, which is like arguably better than the PS4 version.
Yeah, I ordered that Switch version when they had the based on what you said.
Yeah.
Like they had
which was based on what John said.
Yeah. But I had the PS4 version, but you know, like there's no reason that I felt like I'd rather just have the complete version of it anyways.
Yeah.
That all on that cartridge. I'll tell you though, finally beat my first run in Balatro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've been playing like it's a great way to eat. It's a great thing to eat your cereal to.
Now that's a back of the box quote.
Yeah.
It's a great thing to eat your cereal to.
If you're eating your cereal, like may as well just play some Balatro. It's good, you know, like even if you have no interest in like card stuff, it's very, very fun to play. And it doesn't require a whole lot of thought. But clearly, you know, there's a lot more thought going into it than like Vampire Survivors. But like not that there's no thought going into Vampire Survivors. It's just, you know, like since like they are working with like Konami, like doing like they did like the Contra DLC and they had that Castlevania DLC coming out, like they clearly like know what they're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, have you looked at anything like into the Castlevania DLC?
I haven't. Like part of me
almost
it has
like
feels
literally
like that,
every character from Castlevania like playable.
Like wait, is it?
Yeah, it has like everybody. Like every main character and like side character from like every game.
That's like but the game already had that.
Like the trailer is like everyone is here.
Is that actually what they say?
I think that's what it says, yes.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant.
And the only like real downfall is that the level is and they say it on there, it says it's one big level.
Oh.
So it's like it's set up like a
castle.
Like a castle map.
Oh man. Wow. I mean they did experiment with some big levels.
Yes.
But oops. Yeah, like is it weird that part of me feels like having official Castlevania stuff in the game like almost ruins it?
To an extent, but I feel like it almost like legitimizes it.
It equally legitimizes it and ruins it. Like,
Yeah.
Like its whole shtick is that everything is like such an on the nose, like Castlevania and other horror games knockoff.
Yes. Yeah. But I you know what? That DLC probably gonna be real cheap. I bought the Contra DLC. Mainly, like, if there's one thing that the games have never done badly, is that the music's always like been really good.
Oh yeah.
And like even like the Contra music and is pretty good. I'm sure it's gonna be just as good here for Castlevania.
I'm gonna have to try it again sometime, aren't I? When?
It comes out on Halloween. It's on Thursday. The DLC
okay. The game I'm excited about.
That Alan Wake DLC also.
That's releasing on Halloween. It's so silly, but triangle strategy on the Quest.
Oh yeah, it's weird that they're releasing it on Halloween. Are you doing a Halloween stream this year?
We're going to do it on the 30th instead.
Oh. That's Wednesday, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to play Separate Ways.
Oh, okay.
Remakes Separate Ways.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully Drum won't have too much trouble finishing Resident Evil 3 tomorrow. It'll be tight, I would say.
Is he playing the remake?
Yeah, he started the remake. He had not.
It's not very long though.
Oh, it's very short, but still like 3 hours is still tight, right? Or I mean, excuse me, 4 hours a night is still tight, right?
Yeah.
So, like,
he started it though. He started it.
He started it last Monday. Yeah. You know, I've only played through it once, and so I was checking what the steps were. You know, just kind of refresh myself on. I looked at GameFAQ. And it was like half. He was like halfway through in terms of like the steps listed in that particular FAQ, but I looked up a video that was like, you know, obviously the guy played before because it was like only like 5 hours long, but it was more like a third through that playthrough. Like based on a video playthrough, so it's hard to say. It could be tight, but I am for sure either way gonna play. Oh crap, gonna play Separate Ways on the Backlog restream on Wednesday.
Can I just say, like, watching you play this, like, it's kind of making me like not want to get it. Like, I just don't. It's just it's pretty bog standard game.
It is pretty bog standard, I'd say, but you know,
like,
it's
and that's
solid.
like, not that that's a bad thing, but I feel as though like, oh, you know, maybe I don't need to spend $50 on this. Like, I mean, maybe if it goes down,
I'm going to get it because it feels very made for me, right?
Yeah.
Like, just, you know, I love these movies. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing unusual about it, but it's cool. I think it's cool.
And there's nothing wrong with it, but it's just, I don't know. Like, I'm kind of okay just having it like this stream being like my experience with it, or like if it was like if there's like a complete edition eventually that has like whatever games they release in it for it in the future.
Right.
Like, I can probably wait for that. I mean, I look at this and like, I could just play Balatro instead.
I mean, you're probably thinking that about a lot of things in your life.
A lot of things,
now.
yeah.
I mean, apparently you can't do anything more complicated than eat your cereal while playing Balatro. This is
And
not
it's also,
a game.
I play like a round of it like when I get in bed too. I brought the Switch to bed. Although like I can play it on my phone because it's on Apple Arcade also. But I don't care about the progress that I make on there. You know what I mean? On my
I'm
on my
gonna
phone.
stop
I just
going
rather
out of my way for the collectibles. A lot of that is probably what's getting me killed. Getting my health down, trying to get the collectibles, and then...
Yeah, you got unlimited lives?
Yeah. But I think there's only one checkpoint per level. Like, I don't even know how you would get that ticket anyway. I'll get this.
Would you roll out there? Can you roll out there?
Oh, maybe you can.
I can get the best gaming in while eating cereal. It'd just be like play Balatro or Vampire Survivors because you only have to use one hand. And you know, like with Balatro, like it works really well on the Switch because you can just use the touch screen. For some reason, like using the buttons and stuff on it makes I feel it's easier to screw up. But it's fun. It's like great way, like it's just a fun game, and I can understand the popularity of it. I mean, is anybody in the chat like, have you played it? Have they played it? I'm just wondering if anybody in the chat has played it and if they feel if they agree with me. You know, I almost watched Army of Darkness with my son. I feel like that'd be fine to watch.
Yeah,
it's rated R, but I feel like it'd be totally fine.
It's a mild rated R.
Yes.
I'm trying to think of whether it could possibly have even been the first R-rated movie I saw.
Oh wow.
It was early. I mean, if it wasn't the first, it was definitely relatively early.
Yeah, probably a PG-13 by today's standards.
I would.
Well,
say
I don't
so.
know. No, it's actually the opposite now. PG-13 doesn't go as hard as old PG-13 used to go. Yeah, Balatro is it's like a poker-styled roguelike. And it sounds like really unappealing based on that wording.
Yeah, well, and the screenshots I've seen don't look appealing either. Like it just looks like a card game. Like it doesn't look like there's more to it. Like,
yeah,
is there more to it? Like
it's not about the visuals. It's not about the visuals. Like there's just not a lot to it. It's like
no, but it looks like
the
a card
thinking that you do while playing it. Yeah, Chris Waters said my dad took me to see Terminator 2 in the theater when I was 8, and the guys started saying, "Can your son handle RoboCop?" My son hasn't seen RoboCop. I saw RoboCop in the theater when I was 8.
I mean, I saw Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park's PG-13, right?
Yes.
I mean, I saw that in the theater when I was 8.
I bet it scared you too. I mean, even as a 13-year-old, the T-Rex part like scared me. Like it's just like, not that it was like scary what was happening, but like the tension was like really high.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Like the build-up works so well.
I don't remember being scared by like the movie in particular, but what I do remember was like I never, I never had any difficulty like, like, oh, well, this is just a movie. This is just make believe, right? Like I never, I don't know. I don't know how to word it, because what I'm about to say sounds like I did have a problem with that. But like I had a hard time understanding acting. Like it just seemed so unbelievable to me that humans were capable of acting as scared as they looked in the movie, unless there was like something legitimately terrifying going on, right?
Yeah.
Like I was like, how can they look so scared? And I didn't necessarily, I don't remember finding the movie to be scary. But what scared me was like thinking about like how they shot that, and like how like there was almost this seed of doubt, like what was there something like actually really scary happening for them to like look like they really were scared? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
8-year-old kid, like I'm trying to figure out like how
could somebody ever pretend to be that scared when they're acting against like nothing there?
Right. Like, does that make sense?
I can understand it not being like not making any sense in terms of to a kid, sure. Especially like at a time when that stuff is just like wasn't like talked about very much.
Mm.
You know, there wasn't a lot of information to understand it then.
Yeah. I mean, I used to imagine like when I'm watching a movie and thinking about like, the director of this movie. And I'm like, how did like they get like the characters like cloth and hair, like every strand of hair to move like exactly the way the director wanted it to? I mean, there's definitely, you believe that like the director somehow like micromanaged everything down to that like
point.
I had this idea in my head that like the director had like a exact photographic image in his head of like how every detail of every frame should look. And they like had to live up to this.
Well, there's probably some directors out there that do feel that.
Well, and obviously there's things like, well, like, oh, you're, the character, they do micromanage some aspects of that, because it's like, oh, well, like the hair is covering their face, or we need to do something different with the clothes so that it moves that way. But like I was like way overthinking it,
Yeah. See, Kaylee Gamer is asking, is 2001 a horror movie? And there's very few things that are scarier to me than what happens to Frank Poole in that movie, where he just like gets like flung off into space, just like going forever. Although in the books, like they find him, he's like frozen. In 3001, like the last.
Were they books before the movie, or?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
But I don't know that much about, because I've seen the movie one time and I thought it was so boring.
I think only 2001 and 2010 Or books before. Maybe only 2001. There's 4 books, I think. There's 2001, 2010, 2065, and then 3001. I think it's 2065. I tried messing with a voice modulator, but it was only modulating Try's voice back to him. So I probably do, but I can't remember. 2001 is it's a really amazing movie. But it is also a movie that took me like a lot of attempts to make it through. It's just very slow moving.
Did anyone back in their school days, did they participate in a thing called History Day? It was this thing where like you compete, like everyone has these like various history related projects. Like it could be like one of those like folding poster board things. It can be an essay. It can be a video project. It can be a bunch of things. And you like participate in your school, and then like the winners from the school go to like a state competition and then go to a national competition. I lived in Delaware, so the competition was not very large at the time. So, anyway, the second time I did it was when, after me and my friends were like getting into video stuff, and we're like, well, we gotta do a video. And we were like so into Star Wars at the time.
Yeah.
And we were like, well, let's do like the history of special effects. And 2001 was coming on TV, and I'm like, oh, I was excited to watch it because like I knew that was like a significant movie in the history of special effects, right?
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
And I'd never seen it. I was like, I was so excited to watch it, and I like was completely caught off guard by what it was and how bored I was. Like I was dumbfounded. It was like so not what I expected.
Mm-hmm. And you fall asleep?
Oh, you know me. I can't fall asleep like that.
I mean, it's like,
but I
it's
wanted
very
to.
rare for me to like fall asleep watching something that I'm like anticipating, but there's something about like the glacial pace of 2001 that like definitely made me fall asleep. I used to always fall asleep. It took me a lot of attempts to make it through Blade Runner also. Like the questioning segment at the beginning.
Yeah, Blade Runner didn't click with me the first
time.
It
would always like lull me to sleep.
I mean, I should definitely watch it again, but but like that one experience watching it back in high school, I was just like, oh man.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's not even about like it's more thought provoking. I find now,
right? And like
just, like the idea of like humans being created essentially by some unknown force, like giving us knowledge and then kind of letting us go.
But going into this is someone who enjoys Star Wars and special effects. Like, I'm like, wow, this was not what I thought it would be, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, if you watching it now, you will be like, I can't believe how well like every effect in this like holds up. And that's what's kind of crazy is still how good the effects look compared to like so much stuff that came out afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
It just, even stuff that came out 5 years ago, 2 years ago. I mean, there's sure like new movies have way more effects now, but I mean, like there's certain, like even like watching Deadpool and Wolverine, there's some effects where like it's like, oh, it doesn't look that great, but in 2001, just about like every effect holds up, just because of the way it was done.
Mm-hmm.
Like the computer screens, like it didn't even exist. They had to like draw it onto the film.
Wow.
New movies are in a hurry, and that's their problem. Yeah, oftentimes, and you know, like they don't give the people doing the effects enough time.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. I see Mr. Dotzer mentioned Maximum Overdrive. I've really been trying to get my son to watch Maximum Overdrive with me.
Why?
Like, I've been like playing, like sometimes I'll just put the AC/DC song on, like Who Made Who. It's like that they like wrote for that movie, I think.
I mean, does your son have a hard time with old movies?
No, he doesn't want to watch anything scary. That's the problem. But I'll sometimes put on that AC/DC song and be like, oh, we should watch Maximum Overdrive. Yeah, Who Made Who? It's like my favorite AC/DC song. Looks like you might finally get this guy. Is he going to be the last boss, or is there going to be one more?
No, I think there's another
form.
world.
But I've been trying to get him to watch that, or just like watch anything that's
Oh, dang it.
kind of scary. I did just watch this one. Is like on HBO called I Saw the TV Glow. Which I thought was very good and very thought provoking, and it was kind of like pitched as a horror movie, but it's really not. And once you kind of know what it's about, it's really not. Like a traditional sense, a horror movie in a traditional sense. But that movie has like a great aesthetic to it and a great soundtrack. But if you're expecting it to be a horror movie, you'll be disappointed.
What's that new move?
I put on Big Trouble in Little China for my son, and he lost interest somehow. I don't even understand.
How
does that happen? I don't know.
How does that happen? There's no interest to lose, and how can you lose? Like,
I know.
Like
I know.
how?
I know.
Like that movie is like stuff going on all the time.
Hang on one second.
Oops.
Did you finish those beaver nuggets?
I haven't opened. I haven't opened the second box yet.
Did Drum try them?
Yes, he did.
What do you think?
He's like, well,
He's like,
I would
"I
have
gotta
been
give me some of
raving
these."
about them or nothing, but they're good.
Yeah. I didn't freeze. I was just looking at my phone.
I think they're really good. I just haven't opened the second one yet. I wanna save it for at least another week or so, maybe.
I wish you could. I don't think you can buy them online though, because I would definitely order some. I think you can only buy them in person or at one of the stores. I feel like they're missing from my life.
They are good.
Beaver goodness. What is Ghost Toast?
Oh, Drum's been raving about Ghost Toast.
What is that? What is that?
It's a flavor of Kit Kat.
Oh, is it okay?
And he's only been able to find it in multi-packs.
Right, and it's just like Halloween candy packs, probably.
Maybe, but he gave me one. It tastes like
Chemicals.
I mean,
I mean it does.
It does, but it also tastes like French toast. That's why it's called Ghost Toast.
My son he has like a ear infection, so he's been sick.
Ugh.
Hopefully he's better before Halloween, because he's got to get this candy so I can eat it. Dude, I mean, last year he took his Halloween candy and he hid it.
I mean, I get it.
And then in June he busted it out and he was like, "I have all this Halloween candy. Who wants some?"
He had that kind of restraint.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's amazing.
I mean, he's very addicted to sweets and chocolate, and he'll do anything for ice cream or Hershey bars or just But the thing is that if he forgets about something, he's not like, "Oh, I should have that stuff." He's not I don't think he looks forward to that kind of stuff. He doesn't. If he forgets he has it.
Maybe he's just like his dad and he hates food.
Maybe. I mean, he certainly does not like a lot of food. It's very difficult for me to talk him into stuff. Or impossible, really. And the more I suggest, the less that he wants to try it. The retro Coop is asking, did y'all watch or enjoy Furiosa? I dug it. I liked Fury Road a lot, and that's why. The Thor actor was entertaining. Did you see Furiosa yet?
I haven't. I liked Fury Road though.
Yeah. I felt that Furiosa was very good. It was maybe a bit too long. That was maybe my main problem with it. But it was... I don't feel like it had the rewatchability that Fury Road has. I don't feel a desire to rewatch it again. But it was good. It was good. There's the one guy who looked exactly like I would want a movie version of Solid Snake to look. It was clearly based on Solid Snake. Because I think...
I'm not sure I would believe that George Miller has any clue who Solid Snake is.
What? George Miller is.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I forgot he's buds with Kojima. I forgot.
Yeah, and he's in Death Stranding too.
I forgot. I forgot.
It's very interesting that it was as entertaining as it was when you kind of like know where things are going. And I think a big part of that was that it spends a lot of time with her early life. I was very surprised at how much time it spent with like a kid version of the character. A lot more than you'd expect.
I mean, even if you know where something is going, I mean, I was thinking about that when I told you before the stream started. I watched that VHS of Halloween that I got a few years ago. I watched it yesterday, and like I was just, I've seen the original Halloween a handful of times. Not sure how many times, but enough to where. I know what happens, but like I don't know every single detail by heart, right? And crap. And it's like it's amazing, like even knowing that, just like how much tension it builds.
Yeah.
How good it is at that, and just how it creates this situation where it's like, okay, I know these characters die, but I forget exactly when. And it's still very intense because it's like, it feels like something could happen at any time. And it follows up on like the potential opportunities for it to, the movie to hit a certain beat. It feels like it follows up. It doesn't take every opportunity as often as like your typical horror movie today might, perhaps.
Right.
Like it just has so many places where it's like, oh gosh, this is going to be it. And then it's like, no, that's not it yet. Oh my gosh, that's going. Oh no.
Oh, he made the jump too. But sending you back to that's the. If you die again, is that it? He has to send you back to the very beginning of the level.
Well, no, I'm at a checkpoint. I wasn't that far into that section, really. Oh, interesting. The music didn't come back with that load.
Oh, really? How is the music?
It's good. I mean, it's Megan McDuffie.
Oh.
That's
so
real
is there
good.
lyrics to it then? There's a lot.
No lyrics.
Oh.
But I mean, her non-lyric stuff is good too.
Mm-hmm. I still got to play that River City Girls 2.
Yeah, me too.
It seemed to come and go with little fanfare.
Well, I wanted to wait to play it because there was that bug at launch.
Yeah. Well, I know the PS5 version, the physical PS5 version, has no patch. So
I've never booted it to check.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I actually never, to be honest, I never heard whether that patch came about.
It did. It definitely did. Like, I know the Switch version was fixed.
I mean, I know they
I had
promised
that one
it.
digitally. Like, I'm pretty sure you gave me a code for that. And then I bought the physical PS5 version.
Oh crap! Ah.
Oh shoot, that's not.
Huh?
Hang on. Sorry. How do I mute that chat?
Did you do something you didn't mean to?
I was getting a call. A test call for the thing that I told you about that's happening tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Okay, here's where I screwed up.
PS5 version of River City Girls is 4 players online? We should totally, like, play that then.
Can you do some local, some online?
I bet you. I mean, it seems like you'd be able to.
I mean, it's hard to say. Some games let you do stuff like that. Some games don't. Turtles. It worked with Turtles.
Is it 4 players online? It says here that it's... This is 2 years ago. 1 to 4 players local, 1 to 2 online.
Ah.
But I don't know if that... I don't know if that applies to the... Maybe they've made updates.
Whew. Oh. Oh no. Oh no.
I mean, there's a video here that says how to play River City Girls 2 online, including 4-player co-op. There was $5 from Mega X6 saying good evening.
Good evening to you.
Good evening.
Whew.
A good evening. It's 4 players on PS5, trust me, just not on Switch or PS4. What does Co-Optimus say?
Is that a website?
4-player drop in and drop out. Couch and 4-player online co-op are supported throughout.
Couch and online simultaneously?
Yeah, we'd have to check it out.
Yeah.
This is the last level.
Should be.
Are you going to get that last version of Ninja Turtles?
Oh my gosh. I was looking at that and I'm like, oh, I'm probably gonna, but I don't wanna.
Yeah. I mean, I ended up buying it for the Switch because I didn't have any physical version for the Switch. It's stupid. I have the original for PS4, then I have the first expansion one for PS5, so I combine those into one case.
Actually, you know, I don't have any PS5 version, so maybe I'll get that.
There you go.
Because I got the Japanese PS4 version because it came with a free soundtrack.
Right.
And I think I had already ordered the Switch physical. I was like, well, I really want that. I mean, it was like the price of the game with the soundtrack was a price I would have been willing to pay for the soundtrack. You know? So I was like, well, why not? But then, like, you know, all these other versions keep coming in. It's like, oh, I don't even know these characters.
Oh, I don't either.
Like, I knew the characters from the first expansion, but I don't even know.
And it's not even like an extra level or anything. It's just extra characters. But I mean, it's just like they had that final version.
Right. I feel like I gotta have it, but oh, it's so stupid.
Yeah. Yeah,
I don't actually know that much about the DLC mode. Like is it is it a it's like is it like a roguelike thing? Like it's not like I thought it was. I thought it was a campaign, but it's like not just, it's not like a normal campaign, is it?
That was the Streets of Rage expansion. Streets of Rage 4 expansion, I think. It's kind of a roguelike type thing.
So because at first I thought the Turtles expansion was like just a new campaign with like a shorter campaign with new levels or something, but then it sounded like it was some other kind of mode.
Oh, see, I feel like this one has no like mode or anything. It's just like new characters or something like that.
No, but the first one I thought it was like at first I thought it was just new levels, but then I read something that made it sound like, oh, it's actually like something. Like it's like some different, like the level design, the structure is different or something. I don't know.
Right.
I've never checked out that mode, so I don't even know. I don't understand what it is.
But they added the new music and stuff in it, and I saw the reason it made me think about that is because he mentioned the music in this and being way forward, and I saw that Jake Kaufman was the one of the people that did some of the new music in it.
Oh, cool!
And I was like, whatever happened to him? Like,
yeah, I mean, I thought he kind of like got out of the business.
I thought so too, but I wonder if this means he's gonna like make a comeback or what.
Maybe.
Didn't he like? I thought he like opened his like own like studio or something like that for a minute.
I mean, that was a long time ago, as it was.
I know, and they were like streaming everything, and then he just disappeared. So I wonder what happened and what brought him back. Because I just only the power of
Ninja Turtles.
I guess so. Yeah, Streets of Rage 4 had that roguelike mode, and there was the there's the anniversary edition of that, the physical anniversary edition. It has like the extra characters and DLC on it. But then they did have one balance patch that they did after that is not on there. There's $2 from Matthew saying not necessary. Necessary, no, but Sprite plus lemon plus orange wedges equals pretty good. You know what's pretty good is that cranberry, the cranberry Sprite.
It sounds like it would be good.
Yeah, it is good.
I've been in lately into, you know, like, you know, when they've got like a container of like lemon or lime slices, you know, by the fountain drinks, like they're meant for tea, but like I've been into just put them in soda lately. Pretty good.
Yeah. You can put them just like in straight up water. They're pretty good.
Well, I don't like that. Like I feel like then it
dilutes the taste of water.
It dilutes the taste of water. I mean, like you need, like I strongly dislike like all that like LaCroix crap that you're into.
See, I like that, and I also like the flavors and stuff that you can put in it. And I barely ever even drink like non-flavored water anymore.
See, I like just, you know, just some good old fashioned water, you know? Why fix what's not broken?
So that's a fair point. Water ain't broken as well.
How are you supposed to do that?
You can't roll underneath that?
It doesn't feel like my roll goes far enough, fast enough. It doesn't seem like there's... it's a little slower. Okay, I thought it was the same speed, so it was a little slower in the other realm. But like... Oh, crap. But like water is great when it's just water. But like if you're going to make water into a drink that is more than just water, then it really has to have some kind of sweetener in it. And if you're just like putting a little bit of some kind of flavor in it without a sweetener, I think it tastes awful. Like it needs sugar or something.
Yeah, or aspartame.
Yeah, so it needs something. Like I do not like, and that's what LaCroix is. Like it's just the flavor. There's no.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, yeah, I can understand not liking it. Though.
I can't stand it. And so like just putting a slice of lemon in water, don't like it.
I mean, I barely even have like regular water unless it's like all there is. I can't even enjoy regular water anymore.
See, that's insane to me. Oops.
That's the problem, really.
Yeah, that does sound like really a problem.
I mean, well, listen, we got. I know this is the last level. We still got a boss to fight. Do we want to see Halloween? Because we got like 15 minutes.
Yeah, maybe I should. Maybe I should.
I heard that John Carpenter did the music for this.
Of course.
I like that you can walk around in this like.
Yeah, there's things you can unlock. There's like a little video room where like there's like they're really really short, but there's a few like little interviews with like Megan McDuffie and Voldy Way from should I be Michael?
Yeah, Michael. Every time you kill.
Like it's funny because like you are playing as Michael Myers, which feels like really weird.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna skip the cutscene because I watched it while I tested it out before. We just need to play the game here. It's the same thing though, where that guy with like all the eyeballs on his arms, like I guess he's like the RetroRealms villain.
Wait, who is the RetroRealms villain?
That like guy with all the arms and eyeballs all over his body. Like, so see, instead of rolling, he like does a little teleport. So everyone's a bit different. Let's see, what's his charge attack? He does a dash attack, which is pretty cool. But it's like it's weird, like to play as Michael Myers,
Candy
right?
corn is money,
huh?
Candy corn is like the currency.
Yeah. But like, isn't it like weird to play as Michael Myers? Like, you know, you're just like going around killing people, right?
Yeah.
Like, Like this is like what adults thought like violent video games were. And like it's so rare that you're like actually playing as like a completely irredeemable character, right?
Yeah.
But here you go. Here's Michael. You can do a downward slash, but you can't pogo. That sound. Like I said, Lori can double jump. Now, if you play as Lori or one of the other characters, like the level design is the same, but the enemies like have these like glowing like possessed eyes. Like they're not like they're deadites necessarily, but like they're clearly like evil. They're monsters, right?
Yeah.
But if you're playing as Michael, they're just people.
It would be great if Dr. Loomis was an unlockable character.
That would be great.
And it's like and he has a gun as his primary weapon, and he can shoot enemies as many times as he wants to.
No, he can only shoot 6 times.
Yeah, but it doesn't kill the enemies.
Yeah.
Every time.
I mean, he is in this because like his art is on the side of the cabinet. Like he is like on the side of the arcade machine.
Oh, that like the pumpkin is kind of like the pumpkin mask from 3.
Well, I mean,
this still like ranks it like the kid dying from the pumpkin mask in 3 is still like one of the scariest things I've seen in a movie. The first time I ever saw that, like I couldn't stop thinking about it for weeks. Because you don't see like kids die in movies very often. Like kids of that age, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It definitely messed me up at the time.
But the pumpkin is like also from like the pre-title sequence of Halloween 1 as well.
Oh yeah. I shot this video of Nelly on my phone last night. And I almost feel like it could be a viral video.
I was disappointed.
I'm very tempted to just put it on our Instagram, like as a story where it only shows up for like 24 hours or something like that, and see what kind of reaction there would be to like that kind of thing.
I mean, why only 24 hours? Just leave it.
Why just like it? Because, well, for one thing, it's like effective because of the music that was just like playing in the background.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know if that kind of thing would like be silenced if it was permanent.
Mm.
I wonder if I could share it with the group though. If I could Dropbox it, people want to see it, but I gotta wait for it to upload.
I was a bit disappointed that that video of Sandy chasing Kirby didn't go more viral than it did. It did go far enough to get Bill Trennan to retweet it though.
That's all that really matters.
I mean, I feel like it should have been one of the all-time classic videos.
Sandra was saying, can you make it a screensaver so I can see my sweet doggo all the time? Are you talking about Nelly? Is the dog you want to see all the time? It's just a very, very slow like dolly. Like, I mean, I was able to use like the I just like slowly like move the camera towards her face, and it's for like almost 30 seconds long, and I get real close and she doesn't even move. But for some reason the song Whiter Shade of Pale is playing on the Alexa in the background, and it just like it's very funny, but like real intense and very cute. Very odd music choice. It was just what
No,
happened
it
to be
sounds like not
playing.
a choice. It just was there, whatever it was.
Yes.
Well, drop it
Not the original
into
version. Anyway.
drop it to me on Discord too, so I can see it afterward.
Yeah. Let's see if it shows up. It needs to be trimmed down a little bit. I don't know why it's very funny though. I need to like use the stabilizer on it. She's got her Halloween hoodie on.
I mean, it sounds like you're thinking of too many ways to perfect it, whereas maybe it should just be as it is. You know, maybe
Yes.
maybe you're ruining the viral nature of it.
Yeah, it's not really going to be viral. But if anybody wants to watch it, you can. Is this it? I don't know. I just thought it was funny. I'll send it to you also. So I put it in the Discord chat. I need to smooth it out though. Started up earlier, but I just think it's only funny because she doesn't move at all. She just like looks. The Halloween Mask movie is really nasty. Halloween 6 last few scenes are so bizarre and awful. It feels like they shot a different movie. I feel like that was all. Wasn't it all like studio interference?
How are you talking about Halloween 3?
Halloween 6. Is that the return? No, that's not the return of Michael Myers. Is it the curse of Michael Myers?
I mean, isn't it the one
like
where isn't that the one where Loomis dies off camera? Because I mean, Donald Pleasance
I think
died.
the actor died.
Huh?
Donald Pleasance died during the filming of it, I think.
Right.
Danger, falling, death. Falling? Question mark, death.
Oops. Oh, it's fine.
It'll be interesting to see how well this does, and if they see through releasing the other ones. But I feel like they might need to change up the gameplay for those other ones. But will they like change the gameplay enough to like go back and
Right, like will they be? I mean, it would be nice for them to
like kill that innocent nurse that was like trembling.
the nurses
Looking at
drop your
nothing,
sub
just-
items.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, it would definitely wear a little thin if they don't do something more different. But like, kind of one of the things that's also interesting is that like you can play as any of these characters in either game, right? So like that could potentially get tricky.
Yeah. Unless they have it all planned out ahead of time. Oh, what is that?
That was they had like a chainsaw transition before bosses on Evil Dead.
The patience, yeah. Patience running away. There's so many. So his charge move is like throwing that, or is that your just a sub item?
Oh yeah. The charge move, actually, I should probably be using the charge move when those inmates come in from the left. That's probably what was causing me a screw up.
Is this made with the Infinity engine? I don't know what the Infinity engine is.
I have no clue.
We should look into doing this co-op River City Girls, though. That sounds fun.
Oh, yeah.
The free update is now available on River City Girls, adding online play to the co-op beat 'em ups 4-player mode. In addition, the existing up to 4-player local co-op and the cross-play enabled online 2-player mode is available on all platforms. With 4 players online for River City Girls 2, as for other recent performance and balance patches across all. This was last year. This was last August, a year ago. Allowing you to enjoy the gameplay smoother, fiercer, and even more action-packed. Following the recent updates, repeat playthroughs of New Game Plus are now possible, and the animation rate has been increased to provide 60 FPS experience on PS4, 5, Xbox, and PC, as well as upgraded performance on Switch.
Wait, what did you say? What on Xbox and PS5?
And PS4 and PC, 60 FPS experience. The
Oh,
animation rate has been increased to provide a 60 FPS experience. But it doesn't say if you can play some local and some online.
I feel like that's just like such an unusual question for most people.
Like, you want to do either one or...
You want to do both at the same time, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like
it's a great feature, but like most people are only doing one or the other, you know?
Yeah, but it almost feels like more people would do it if that was an option.
Well, yeah.
Especially for beat 'em ups like this. Who are the bosses that Michael will face? They're just going to be generic.
I mean, I'm sure he has to fight Loomis at some point.
Yeah. So if you choose Laurie Strode, are her levels different?
From what I saw, the levels are the same, but the enemies are they've got like possessed eyes. So she's not just like killing innocent humans.
Yeah. So for people that have played Silent Hill 2, would you say that I'm pretty close to the end if I just like am about to get on the rowboat? Does that sound close to...
His first boss is a lot tougher than first boss in Evil Dead.
The original Silent Hill 2. Talking about. Just one more dungeon left. I assume that that's going to be the resort, right? So that's the last area is going to be the resort. I like that the level complete is orange.
Yeah, well, I mean, they use a different font as well.
Yeah.
Oh, this is kind of weird. He's already wearing like the mechanic outfit.
Yeah.
But
this is where he gets it.
I mean, he gets it just from a guy in a truck. But you don't see it happen, you just see the aftermath. But like,
Right.
he already has the mask. He already has the suit. I mean, you know, I guess this doesn't strictly have to be based on Halloween 1.
Right. Yeah, I might see what they do first before I like get this. Like, I mean, it's, or if it's like, I can see doing it for like $25. We'll see if it goes down to $25 at some point.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like the arcade only really has like enough room for like the unlockable things related to these two games in terms of like the gallery and stuff like that. So it's like I don't know if I don't know if they're like going to add like there's definitely like arcade machines that could potentially come later. But like in terms of like the gallery stuff, there's just like two hallways. One's Halloween and one is Ash versus Evil Dead.
Right.
And so like I don't
I'll be
know
curious to see
if
what
they
they
can
have.
like how like a complete version would work, but it does seem like a similar-ish concept potentially to what Capcom did on the I don't know if they did anywhere other than the Switch, like that museum thing where it was like a free app, but then you could it was a free app, but you could what does a sickle do? Oh, it's a boomerang. It was a free app, but then you like bought stuff through it, right? It was Capcom that did that, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And you got one game for free. You got Ghosts and Goblins.
Yeah, and I don't know if maybe they're like considering a similar model here.
Right, but with original games.
Right. What the heck is this lady on the conveyor up there?
Walking forever.
Walking
She's
forever.
getting her steps in. Trying to hit those 10,000 steps today. Yeah, Mr. Duddleson's getting her steps in. That's right. Getting cold enough in the morning that I gotta start using my walking pad.
Wait, she just like fell off the screen on her own. Is she like some? I don't know. She seemed different from the like sub-item characters.
Yeah. I feel this real, like a serious desire to try out Ghost Toast ever since I've heard the name.
I mean, it's a great name, right?
It's a really good name.
But I don't think you can just buy a pack of Ghost Toast. Like, it has to be like a package with Kit Kats.
Yeah. You see that new Beetlejuice?
No. I mean, I'm aware of it.
Yeah.
You know, I actually... Like, if I had ever seen Beetlejuice before last year... Like, it was like when I was a kid, and I basically don't remember it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I watched it last year. You know, if I had watched it before when I was a kid, it was basically like watching it for the first time.
Right. And you didn't think it was that great.
Huh?
And you didn't think it was that great.
I didn't think it was that great. I liked the idea. It's a good idea.
Yeah.
But like Beetlejuice's character himself, like,
It's like barely in the movie.
is barely in the movie and barely makes sense.
I think that new one probably makes it make more sense.
I feel like
I feel like I'm getting kind of sick of like the legacy sequels now.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't think of anything else that I would like want to have something like that I feel like it would work.
I mean, you know, the first of the new Halloween trilogy was pretty good.
Yeah, I never even saw the other ones.
Yeah, the second one's kind of bad. The third one is...
I heard it was like interesting because they kind of played with the idea a bit. Like did something completely unexpected. And a lot of people really hated it, but I've also heard that people that liked it thought
right, it's very much like I remember people at the time were saying like this is going to be really divisive, but I bet in a few years we're going to be saying that it was way ahead of its time.
Do you think that's the case?
What was it? Halloween Kills and then Halloween Ends, I think, right?
Yeah.
The second one was not. I mean, I didn't think it was as bad as a lot of people did, but
it's just I heard that like all the people were just like idiots.
Huh?
Like I heard like the real problem was that like all the town folks were just like real idiots.
Yeah. It's like so obvious like for the whole movie like basically what the twist is, if you could call it a twist. Like it's just it's really obvious the whole time, you know, that they're barking up the wrong tree. And yeah, so it's just it's
really nice
a frustrating movie for that reason. But then Halloween Ends, like I thought it was interesting. I thought it was interesting. I can understand people not liking it, but I did think it was interesting. But certainly, I think the first of that trilogy was the only one that was really good.
Yeah, and it was really good. It would have been nice if they just like ended it with that one. Like that was all it was. It was just like the real like third one.
Yeah. Well, the real second.
And kill them off. Like
it would have been the real second one because they discounted the second movie as well.
Oh, okay.
Because they said that that Laurie was not Michael's sister.
Okay. I mean, I really like H2O also.
I saw that one time and absolutely hated it.
Really?
But it is pretty well liked, but I should watch it again because people like it, and I thought it was just terrible.
I mean, I haven't seen it. I saw it in the theater, and I don't know if I've seen it all the way through since then.
Did H2O
I really liked the ending. I thought the ending would have been great if like that was just like it, you know?
Did H2O go with the lore that Laurie was Michael's sister?
It only takes into account like the first two, I think.
Well, that would include Laurie being Michael's sister.
I don't remember. I guess I can't say for sure. I don't know if it accounts for the second one or not. But I just love that she just like hacks his head off at the end. Like she doesn't like leave it up to chance or like walks away.
He says you have to. The Overlord said you have to kill this guy to get his overalls, and I'm like, I'm already wearing them.
Yeah, like what are they? I mean, if he doesn't change his look after this level, it's gonna be dumb.
I mean, I don't know what the deal with that is. Oh, he says, give me that uniform back. So it's like acknowledging I already have it.
Joe Bookman says if they didn't retcon the ending of H2O, the movie would have had a longer lasting legacy.
You know, what all the stuff that they did with, I think it was Halloween 6, where they're like, you know, trying to like really explain like the mechanics of how Michael Myers works and where, you know, like I think a lot of people really hate that they even tried to explain it, but like even when it doesn't work, I kind of respect the heck out of horror movies going down the rabbit hole of trying to explain things that they
never intended to explain.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta. I mean, if you're going to
like Star Wars.
Yes, I mean, I don't know. Like I feel like a big part of what compels, like it's a really tricky line to walk, and that's kind of why I think it's interesting, because they're trying to like explain things that they really have no business explaining, right? But like at the same time, like part of what compels me about a horror movie, I'm like, oh my gosh, like what is this thing? Can they kill this thing? You know, I like questions like that. Like I want to know more. Why is this happening? Like these are things like I want the answer to, but like oftentimes it is best to just sure, oftentimes it's best to not say. But like I don't know. It's weird. It's hard to explain. Like I am driven by a curiosity of the explanation, and I enjoy when they attempt to go down that rabbit hole, even when it kind of doesn't work. Does that make sense?
Yeah. There's $10 from Matt Gurley. Thank you.
Thank you.
Happy Sunday, MLiG. Can we please all agree Return of the Living Dead is so much fun for its 80s horror? Brains. Yeah. I mean,
was Return of the Living Dead the one with John Leguizamo and what's his name?
I don't know. Brains. That was like the first zombie movie.
Who's the guy that played Koopa in the Mario movie? Dennis Hopper.
Is he in Return of the Living Dead?
He's in one of them. I can't remember which is which. Like there's one where it's like on it like takes place in this like refuge city.
Oh, that's Land of the Dead.
Land of the Dead. I actually really liked that one.
Yeah, well, it's like what George Romero made after they wouldn't let him make Resident Evil.
Wait, he tried to make Resident Evil?
They were going to have him make Resident Evil.
Oh.
And then they didn't like his script, so they only had him do like that commercial for 2, the Japanese commercial for 2.
Oh, I totally forgot about that. Wow. Man, this guy's tough. The boss, either Michael is just a harder character to play as, or the bosses are a lot tougher in Halloween than Evil Dead.
Yeah. I'll try to beat this guy a couple more times here.
No, it would be lame to end on not beating a boss.
Well, I want to see if his outfit changes.
It's not gonna change. Well, like they were then saying like, oh, like give me the overalls back. So I don't know. I'm confused.
You know, Retro Coop, I don't know who or what the last horror movies I'm gonna watch for this season are gonna be. Just whatever I feel like.
You should watch One Cut of the Dead because it's not scary and you can handle it. I believe in you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with scary movies. It's just that sometimes if it's like real high tension, if I know what happens, it makes it.
I mean, Invisible Man might be.
Is that on streaming? Is that on?
I mean, I think I rented it, the streaming rental.
You only gotta hit one more time. There you go.
Oh, Omicron says the Crazies is great. I watched the original Crazies a few years ago. I did not think it was very good. I haven't seen the remake. I did it. Let's see if I've unlocked things. Oh, okay. Oh, there's little like plexiglass dioramas.
That's fun.
I guess various levels. Let's see. I guess I can spin my tickets in here.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff here.
Let's see what's
just unlocking achievements like crazy. Ooh, young Michael's clown costume. Can you wear it in game? No. Like one of the reasons Michael Myers works so well in that first one is the sound of his breathing inside of the mask.
Yeah, that's probably that's probably like the most effective like first person killer breathing in a horror movie.
Omicron, is that new? That new is there a remake of Cruel Intentions, like a trailer just came out now? That's why are they remaking that? Why would they do that? I need to check it out. I wonder who's in it. Anyways, we should probably about wrap it up. I know that I got to really crunch these next 3 days.
Yeah.
On this video, so.
So there's Loomis there on the cabinet.
It's like a way forward comic.
Yeah, it's a way forward version of Loomis. It's like very, very way forward.
Yeah.
Like almost more way forward looking than the other characters.
Yes. He's like kind of looking out the corner of his eyes.
Yeah. I shot him 6 times. All right. Good night, everyone. Have a good Halloween.
Yeah. Thanks to everybody who donated, and I hope you do have a wonderful Halloween.
Yeah, tune into the Backloggery Twitch stream tomorrow if you want to see Drum probably finish Resident Evil 3 Remake, and if you want to see me play Separate Ways Remake on Wednesday.
Heck yeah.
And look for that video of ours probably on Halloween.
I would like to get it done earlier than that.
Yeah. But it is not Halloween.
I mean, I don't want to spend Halloween working on it because I got stuff to do that day. You know,
Yeah.
I need to have it done before then. So,
All right. Well, good night, everybody.
Take care.